Go, do your thing. Hey.
Hi, welcome back to the Pajama Parties. Make sure you tag it, post it, share it. Make sure you like it so your friends know that you're here so they can come be a part of our family because you're a part of our family. Yay!
Ooh, I like it. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Hello. I am Taylor Gaines. Welcome to the Pop Frontier Podcast. Whatever, all that good stuff, all that jazz. Benny's on his way. Hit the like and share button. Tell your mom and dad you love them. Drink your water, and let's get together, do some friendship. So first off, well, introduce you guys to yourself. Like, who are you guys? Who are you guys?
So we are the Pajama Parties Podcast. I am Mindy. I am out of Colorado.
And I'm
Okay.
Sondra. I live in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey. All right, Benny's here. Hey, gang. We're all here together.
Yeah.
Yep. This is my beautiful, sexy co-host Benny J Blanco.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, sorry, I'm using my laptop camera. I'm at my girl's place, so sorry about the quality.
It's fine. It's fine. I can see her. You're good. So yeah, we're gonna do this thing where like we do this fight. Do you have the wheel? Are you guys gonna spin the wheel? Oh, okay. So that, yeah, we're new here. Power friendship. We talk all things nerdy, or whatever. But this is new to us. We new out here, so y'all can take the reins. Okay,
Yeah.
y'all can take the reins.
Thank you so much, for having us. This is actually the first time that me and Sondra have ever spun a wheel that's actually live. We usually do our lottery polls before our podcast, and they determine what our topics are, what we're going to wear as our pajamas, and what adult beverage we'll make for the week. So this only has topics on it, but you guys picked 5 and we picked 5. And then we also have, you guys are in green and we're in white. We also have choices.
Okay.
So whatever it lands on is kind of which direction we can go in. We can do 2, we can do 3. So if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and we'll spin it.
Hey, let's do this. I'm down. Let's go. This is crazy.
I know, I love these little spinners. Like, all right. Here we go.
Oh, nervous.
Oh.
Double standards.
Oh God. Okay. You wanna go first, Benny?
Oh, me? Oh, okay. No, I'll go first. So, like, okay,
All right.
double standards. There is it's sad that that's the thing, but as long as you're acutely aware that there are double standards in any type of relationships or even in working environments, because like let's say like a new guy gets hired at the job, no one cares. A new girl gets hired at the job, everyone's around, and it's just that's one double standard. It's like, damn, you're making this other coworker feel kind of left out. You're focusing on that, or even in dating, it's like you're allowed to have a guy best friend, but I'm not allowed to have a female friend. But there is context, obviously, everything behind that. But as a society, there's weird things when you hear stuff like that. I don't know. What about you, Tev?
Oh, that was what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know. I try to like. I don't really like double standards, but damn, I try to not speak on them as. I guess I try to be gender neutral. I guess
It's hard.
is that what you?
It's impossible. I mean, like there's innate things in society that have double standards in everything. It's sad. But people just don't think about it, and then that's how you go down those slippery slopes, down these black pill stuff. And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, red pills, all that stuff like the bodies and body count, and all that stuff. Yes, we don't. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, body count is probably one that we've heard quite a few times.
But I have a good policy. I have the body count policy, and it's like your credit score. And if it was 7 years back, it drops off and it no longer counts.
You know what? Okay. All right.
That's good.
Girl math.
Girl math. I mean,
but also we've talked about on our podcast. I don't know if you guys know this, but me and Sondra talked about that every cell regenerates in our body in 7 years. So basically, those people haven't touched you anymore after 7 years.
Hey, yo, okay. Yeah, but people, I mean, I've never been like a person to ask that. That's a weird question to ask.
If it pops up, it pops up. Like, that's not something I'm.
How does that pop up? You don't ask that.
I mean, like,
that's not a question you ask people. Like, when you get into a relationship, that's not something you particularly ask.
Nah, that's crazy. No. I'm here now. Like, you know,
no, it's not like the go-to, especially if I'm really interested in the person. Like, I'm not going to cloud my judgment for that because like they're their own person, I'm my own person. They ask me, I'll respond. I mean, like, do you really want to know? I mean, like, but I mean,
But
I'm not
I don't know.
ashamed or afraid to answer that question. But obviously, there's a lot of weirdos out there that they're just really just weird about the subject, and I'm like, you live the
Yeah.
life, they live the life.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's all.
I don't
That's
think
all. That's
I
all
don't
it
think
is.
I've ever gotten into a situation where someone has point blank asked me.
Mhm.
Not in a judgy way, right? Like I've never, obviously, like I'm married, so I've had this conversation, and I just think it's kind
Right.
of funny, you know. I'm like, it doesn't matter. We've all lived. I've lived. Like I've moved. I've lived. Like we have. Like,
Yeah,
but
the internet is a strange place. Internet is a strange place. I don't know.
Hmm.
I would never
have
ask that question to a girl I'm dating or talking to. Like, yo, how many
Sorry,
people
I
you?
got you wanted to
Whoa,
drink my
that's just
coffee.
wild. That's just wild, man.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
yeah,
feel
I don't
like
know.
if you're asking it, it's probably something that's pretty important to the relationship, but I think we're all pretty much
Mhm.
like on the same side of like if we're really interested in someone, it's probably not the most important thing. But unless, I don't know, what if you have someone who's like, "Oh, I was a corn star."
yeah.
That's your decision whether or
That's
not
not
you want to
even
be with
that.
that
That doesn't
person.
count though.
And then, and
Yeah, that's
100%. Yeah, still your decision. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, thank you for
mhm.
telling me. But like
Yeah.
that's also like, I mean, it's not a deal
Yeah,
breaker. I mean,
I,
I don't know. It's weird.
yeah.
It really
That's very
depends on the
honorable. That's
person.
very honorable of you to do that. It's very honorable to do that, and to instead of me finding out or like watching the video, like, oh, damn, that's my girl or
Whoa.
something like that. Yeah, or something wild like that, or somebody sending you something because people be wilding, man.
Oh
People
my
people
gosh, I
send you all
just
kind
like
of
that would be the most terrible thing if you found them like on a video yourself and like didn't know. Like, what if they were doing
yeah.
something that you were just like,
And then with
That's what's
your
like.
boy back in the day. He's like, I didn't
Nah, okay,
know.
all right, yeah,
Let me
all right.
stop.
If it's that's in that context, no, probably not. But usually people don't talk about that much. That was crazy. Okay, I like this. This is fun. All right, we never. I was nervous. Not gonna
one,
lie. Wheel.
yeah.
Oh, I'm down.
I have one
This is
double
dope.
standard question that I feel like is kind of on my mind about the workplace. Um,
Mm.
Sondra, have you ever felt like you have gotten hired for something for how cute or how you looked?
For sure. For sure. Because I feel
Men?
like I do like, the whole glam life. So if part of it is just like looking the part. And I know that when I went into Hollywood when I was working there, and I remember just thinking like, oh, I have to bring everything. Like I have to put on all of my nicest things. And she did say like you looked so put together and so different than what the other people look like. Because I used to work in really affluent areas, so I would always dress more conservative, I guess. And so when I went in there like all black, just put together, and everybody in there was wearing like street fashion, which I had never, I'm not a fashionista. I'm like black on black, and I just kind of hope it makes me look good. But she was like, you looked really good, and that's why I gave you the job. She didn't even know like my talent. She's like, that we could work on that, but you fit the part. So
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've gotten multiple jobs off of my looks or my aesthetics, especially bartending. Men, have you ever gotten a job off of your looks?
That's how I got my job. Yeah, I got my for aesthetics
All my
and
jobs
lifting and
is
heavy
I
things.
just know people, and I just got in. But like I've gotten I've gotten a lot of I don't know looks and I had somebody once at Wawa. This is insane. And now thinking about all the political climate with DEI and everything, it's insane. This one lady, I worked at overnights at this gas station, and and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm bagging pretzels. I don't feel like talking to nobody. She's murmuring, trying to get my attention. Doesn't talk to my manager. My manager snaps at her, and I'm like, "Yo, what the heck happened?" She was like, "Yo, does that guy speak English? Like, you know how these companies will hire people like to work overnights?" And my manager was like, "Yo, you better get the F out." So like, so someone thought like I got this job because I was a migrant, and no, I was just a tired guy. I was just a tired guy. Sorry,
Yeah,
that
that's
was a
crazy.
random tangent. My bad, my bad.
You're fine.
No, I
You
think
fine. You
that,
fine.
yeah, that's great. I mean, like, we just see how it kind of like leaks into all these kind of areas of the life. And uh, yeah, that is really interesting, actually. I liked hearing that take.
Oh man. Well, that's
I
cool.
was
Yeah, this is. Oh, you go. Oh, you go.
I was just gonna say, I was thinking about like double standards. I think it plays a lot into, female, male, what's like acceptable male behavior. But I used to be really into watching mukbangs, which is gross. Like, I don't know. I just am
Hmm.
fascinated. If I could be like a binge eater and get paid, I would totally do it. But I noticed that when it's a fit girl doing it, or a fit man doing it, people
Hmm.
don't really care as much. But when there was one guy, and I can't
It's like
remember his
avocado.
name, but yeah, and like the bigger he got, the more people are like, this is dangerous. You're killing yourself. You should stop doing it. Like, this is disgusting. But a little tiny girl could be eating the same amount of food, and people are like paying her and wanting to get all of her information on the side because they're like, oh, that's so hot. And I think that is such the double standard of like, it's kind of okay for people who look healthy to eat unhealthy. I think that they get
Yeah.
as much flack as people who maybe aren't as healthy appearing eating those types of things, 10,000 calories at a time or whatever. I think is kind of
Mm.
Yeah.
standard.
That's a good one. That's a
That's
great
That's
double
really good
standard to think
way to think
about.
about that.
I don't know if
that's
that's one that
awesome.
I would have thought about it, but you're absolutely right. I do think that there is a double standard about how we view healthy in our
Hmm.
culture
Mhm. Yeah.
That's a good one.
and
That
who,
was just on
who
my
gets
brain.
taken down
That's the
because
one. That's, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one right there. Yeah.
yes.
Hmm. Oh
All
yeah.
right. Do we want to move into a new one?
Of course. Next was
Let's
next.
run.
I'm ready. Let's do
All
this. Let's
right.
do this.
See if we got a good spin.
Ooh.
Dating.
Ooh.
Ah. Yeah. It's hard out there. Okay. It's hard out there. Love
Yes.
yourself and be
Yes.
yourself.
So, Benny, I know as soon as you came in, you said you were at your girlfriend's house. So it sounds like you're in a relationship.
Oh, it's probably like one of I love talking about it. I love bragging about it because it's the most wholesome way we ever met. But I will say millennial dating, and before I, tell you the good, there's a lot of bad too. And I think as millennials, I think we were um, the last batch of people to like be born prior to the internet and remember it. So we remember dating prior to the internet, and then we had to readjust dating with the internet. And let me tell you, it was the weirdest shift ever. Where like people said like you have to do online dating, you have to put like, and I try to put in things I like, and then some guys are just telling me no, you gotta fake it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this world? Like, and then you go out to dates and then you just get trauma dumped. And I'm like, did this happen back when my parents were kids? I don't think so. Like, what is wrong with the world? Like, oh my God. So like there is a lot of bad, and I think it was just we weren't ready for no, the world wasn't ready for the internet. The world wasn't ready to one baddie to meet another baddie from across the world. Like it was just insane. But what I can say is like how I dated and how I saw my girlfriend was insane. It was the state of Delaware bringing us to jury duty, and when we met there, waiting, just waiting, and of course, two millennials. The first thing we talk about is video games, and that's how it kind of started. And it was I don't know, it was really beautiful, and I think to a lot of people who are in our age group, like please, just the world is brutal, but like, oh my God, there's some beauty out there. Like just talking to people and like, I don't know. I think we're the last batch of like real humans. I feel like just I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, but dating is
No,
difficult.
I
I
agree.
can say. What about you, Ted? Sorry.
Oh, I mean, I love. I'm a lover of love, shipper of ships. You know, I love love. It's hard. It's hard. That's all it is. It's just we just gotta adjust. Date who likes you. You know, or date like just reciprocation is all about just if it's getting it back, getting it back. If you not getting it back, get it out of here. It's pretty simple. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard because there's so much technology and just dating apps and all that stuff like. But you still just take your time, slow it down. Boom. That's it. It's easy. Easy. Don't stress about it. Don't stress about it. No stress. No stress. That's all. Please date who likes you.
It sounds simple, but people don't date people that
Yeah.
like them. That's a shame.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, you guys make it sound way too simple.
No,
Got some stories.
no.
Yeah,
There's a lot. There's a lot. Me and
yeah,
Tevin
we've been
have a
through a lot.
lot of FaceTime calls
Yeah,
in the middle of the night
yeah,
just
yeah.
venting.
Like I've dated poly girls. I'm wilding. I've figured out a lot.
I'm
Just,
wild.
just nothing wrong with polling. Just take your time. This is not for Tev. This is not for Tev. But just take your time and hear people out and just love who you want to love and just be kind and don't be mean. And like fellas, if she says no, please, Father God, you're gonna go.
No.
After one no is prison time. So those okay, just leave it
Yeah.
alone. Please.
Thank you for saying that because me and Sondra are all about the consensual ship.
Yeah,
Yes.
please. Like, it's just
Yes.
like if you feel weird, if you make them feel weird, if they're not comfortable around you, then bro, don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be scared of you or something like that. It's just like that. You know, if she rejects you, she said no, move it. You don't got to cuss her out.
Yeah.
You don't got to do none of that. Just be like, all right, cool, have a nice day, miss. Bam, that's it. You don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be a TikTok story. You don't want to be nobody's trauma. You don't want, come on, man. You don't want to do that. You don't
Yeah.
want to be that.
Okay.
I
Okay?
Yeah, I feel like so I really relate to what you were saying about yeah, we have this sort of this part of our generation that remembers before social media and before the internet. And one time I heard somebody describe our generation as the nostalgic generation because we
Mm,
remember human interaction before and we crave that, and yet we still use the internet to our benefit. And I think that made so much sense because that is me. I crave like that story of you meeting at duty. I love that. I crave that real interaction like that. Buy my gas at a gas pump. You will get a date with me.
Oh,
that's true love right
I
there.
I
Okay.
took her to pizza right after jury,
You're like, I'm
and
not letting
then
this slip.
we didn't date until 10 months later. We were friends. It was weird.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. But I called it a day. I told Tevin, I was like, I took a pretty redhead out for pizza after jury duty.
You're like, I'm in. No,
Mhm.
I think we also are the first, well, like everybody, so millennial back, we never really got the accessibility. So I think for a lot of us, when we see online, like you can pretty much connect with whoever. You could find somebody that has a
Yeah.
million followers online. So I think that also kind of
Mhm.
plays into almost like the FOMO aspect of dating. There's some people who like to be locked in and boot up, but then there are other people who it's like if you see a random person like watching your story, I feel like you look so far into it because you're like, how did they find me? They must like me because our brain is like triggered to think that like, oh, if somebody's watching you or hearts something, we want it to mean more because we crave that, interaction with whoever it is. And it's crazy some of the people like throughout the years I think I've gone on like a few online dates and they were horrific. It was
Wait,
just a really
wait.
weird
Like your
situation.
date was online?
No, like people that I've met
Oh,
online,
okay.
through, yeah, a few online
Like
dates,
doing dance even.
No, but like it's such a weird thing because you're always like, oh, well, maybe this didn't check every box, so I'm gonna go look for the next person, or like they're all right for right now, but if somebody else kind of piques your interest, I definitely think that is like a millennial like victim trap, you know what I mean, because you just kind of get in there, and if
Mhm.
you're not completely content with everything that you have going on in the relationship, you can see the better parts of people that they put online, like lying about their hobbies or whatever. They can kind of like look you up. I was married before in my early 20s, and we met on Facebook but had mutual friends, and he started like telling me all these things that he was into, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you like that movie? I love that movie. And I hadn't realized, now looking back, I'm like, he literally just went through and looked at all the shit that I liked and then fed it to me, spoon fed it to me, and I was an
Oh
idiot.
No,
no.
no.
Yeah,
No.
because when it came down to it, I'm like, wow, we actually, like 4 years into the relationship, I'm like, we really don't even have that much in common. But in the beginning, I was holding on to this, like, oh, he loves these things, and we can go do whatever. And it definitely, and he was a victim to that. There's more out there type mindset too, just trolling for
Mm,
people. finding things that he liked and then going on. It was a really, I think it's hard to date just in general now. And the people who I would probably say that maybe the most desirable people in my mind are the people that you wouldn't find on the apps, because that's just the type of person I am. I'm so private, like minus when I get on here and trauma dump everything that's happened to me. So it's just an interesting time to date, I think. I'm happy I don't have to. Sorry.
Same, same. Oh my
Mhm.
God.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really agree with that. Like, and I do think like having too many options out there has definitely run its course out there. It's definitely given us that sense of, well, I can just move on. And I think technology has taken away some of those things we crave in that person to person, like we were talking about. So, I went on a date, I think about 2 months ago, and when he got here, he came to pick me up, and he did not text me that he was here. He came up to my door and he knocked on my door.
No.
And but those are the types of things that I want that. Like I want somebody who's got
Yeah.
that old
Oh,
school
really?
traditional thing. And we were before, like this wasn't the first time I was meeting him, of course,
Oh,
because if this
okay. Okay. I thought,
that's me not
I
sorry.
was like,
I had already gone on a date with him, so
Okay,
he
my bad, my bad. I thought it was the first one. I'm like, you can't do
oh,
that. You can't do that.
oh right, you're absolutely right. That's the other thing. Is like first dates out there, you gotta make sure that they're like in public. You gotta make sure that like
Hmm.
uh I think maybe that's actually like a really good double standard we could probably like actually explore if we go back is like how much women have to do to keep themselves safe.
Mhm. Oh man.
That is
Yeah.
so, it just really gets to me
Mhm.
sometimes because I'm like, I can't go out at night. I have to check my back seat when I get in my car to make sure no one's in it.
Mm.
Yeah. And guys
Mm.
have to
Just
make
like,
sure they have to make sure that they don't like make a girl like them too much or lead them on too much, because then the girl goes all crazy and is like, but you did this to me and that means that we're in love. And they're just like, whoa girl, it was pizza. After
Yeah.
drinking we're just
Oh shit.
friends.
Oh yeah. Just yeah.
I have a question for you too, because I think obviously me and Sondra probably wouldn't be on this side. Um, what's it like approaching women in millennial dating? Because we hear a lot of this, like men are fearful to approach because women have made their boundaries so strong or too strong, or we all see the gym videos where the girls think the guy is creeping, but
Yeah.
we're all human. It's like, who doesn't want to be looked at? Like, who doesn't want to be noticed when they look good in the gym, but just not in a creepy stalker way?
I think it rolls down for me personally. I was kind of surrounded by women all my life, even as a child, growing up with my mom, grandmother, aunt, and then a abundance of like cousins and stuff like that were female too. And I guess I had like a sense of like fear, I guess, for women growing up because I'm like, if I talk to this girl, she's just gonna yell at me like my mom or something, and I'm like, I just no. And then obviously they're not really scary. Everyone's just people in person. It's just all about how you approach them. And then you know, I just try to approach them like nice. Try to see something similarity. Like I'm not gonna jump into a random conversation and be cringe. Like it, if I'm going to add something, it's going to be something adding on to the conversation. I'm not going to make it about myself. And I think a lot of people, a lot of guys just try to be too confident or cringe, I guess. I don't know. I see a lot of fails in real life just because like I'm a very observant person and people are really confident they're not being seen. And I'm like, buddy, you are weird, cringe, and where's your mother? Where's your mother?
Yeah, you
I,
funny. You funny.
But like I go up, I say hi. I'm shy, so maybe that's a form of endearment, or I don't know. Like I try not to be imposing or obnoxious.
Mhm.
But people don't like to
yeah.
listen, so hmm
Yeah, just I say it's tough because I'm like I don't care. Like you got to be like if it because you never know if that person's your person or you could be the best time of your life or not time. Just don't be weird, okay? Be weird, and you know it's weird. You know when it's weird. So just be calm and respectful, and say, "Hey, damn," make it short and sweet. You either want the number or the date. That's all you got to do. Number or the date. Pick one, and then set it up. If so, like, but also like be aware of like if they're in the gym, wait till the set is done. Um, like make sure like they're not like because you don't want to be on video, man. You don't want to be that guy in the video or
Or
whatever.
the group
Stuff like
chat. You know, you don't want to be screenshotted and put it on stories.
Your guy comes to me, just be respectful or play the long game, at the gym, say, hey, how are you doing? Boom, boom, boom. Or working with them with the set. Or if you see them every day at a coffee shop, make sure but you also have to take a chance. Like, don't be scared. Like, the worst you can actually say is no. It's literally the worst you can say is no. Unless it's like,
I mean,
unless you,
he could say, ew, ew.
yeah, I've had that one. I've had that one. I've had ill. Like, what you doing here? Like, please don't. Or like, but you still try. If you try, you just gotta try. If you're not gonna try, that's gonna lead on in a relationship.
So
Like,
wait,
you're
I
not
have
gonna
a
try
question.
anything
I have a question
for
for both
effort.
Mindy and Sondra. So let's say a guy does ask you out, and like, is it more so like if he asks you out or how he asks you out that determines on your reaction?
Sondra, do you want to go ahead?
I think it's definitely how,
Mhm.
because there's like different ways. Now, Austin's a very young city, and I'm like married, so it doesn't happen a whole lot, but sometimes it does happen. It's crazy when people will see me with my husband and then they like try to kick it to me on the side, and I'm like, this is like, you're crazy. It's a very bold move,
That's
but thank you. No.
Mm.
And there was actually just the other day I was at the car wash and this guy comes up, like we pull into the bays, we're like vacuuming our cars, and the first thing I noticed was like the type of car that he was driving. Typically not like, I live in Texas, man. I'm like a truck girl, like, and so, and I was like, wow, that guy has a lot going on. Rhinestone loafers, okay, like they were shining out there. He's got his like flashy car, and he calls me over to him, and I didn't know what he wanted at first because it was loud, like the vacuums were going, and then he asked for my number, and I'm like, sorry, I'm married. And he's like, well, are you married? I'm like, yeah. And I could tell he was
Oh,
like, he was looking for my ring. And I also just wanted to open up my back seat and be like, there's a car seat. Is this attractive to you? Do you know what goes along with all of this? Like, no.
oh man,
But then he proceeds to ask me if I'm happily ever after married. And I was like, well, that's the plan, thank you. Well,
oh,
I
he
ended up
bold.
leaving. Yeah, I left. I live in a small town, like outside of Austin. And so he ended up finding me on Instagram, which
Wow.
is just, that's even weirder. And he follows me. It's like my business page, so I'm like, okay. And he like hits me up, and he just, and now I see him everywhere. It's very easy to see his car because there's not very many around, and it has like his little logo on it. And he asked me to go get lunch, and I'm like, like, this is insane to me, like,
That's crime. Prison. That's charge. That's prison time. Now it's prison time.
yes, it's very
what are
uncomfortable.
you? What are you
It's
doing?
very
That's
uncomfortable.
stalking. Stalking.
I
So
know
a little
one
bit,
time,
so those things. But in the past, when people have like asked me out, usually I like a plan. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like the date, not the phone number type person. Like, tell me that you want to go on a date. Obviously, you're going to get my phone number. And then from there, we can go. But just that little bit of like assertive, masculine energy is more my take there.
yeah, I agree with that. And sorry, I just have to tell you this really quick. One guy told me one time, he asked for my number, this was long ago, and I was like, sorry, I have a boyfriend. And he was like, oh, that's a hurdle, not a wall. I was like,
What are you doing?
ever since
People
I
play.
heard that, it explains men like the one you're dealing with, Sondra. He thinks it's a hurdle, not a
Uh,
wall.
I'm like,
people,
sir, no, it does not matter.
man.
It does not matter.
Oh my
Um,
god. He's
yeah,
playing with
that
fire.
was,
Why do
I
people
don't know,
do that?
it's really eye-opening for me.
It's
Yeah,
wild
and
out
but I
here.
think that there are also girls out there that probably view that the same way, that are just kind of like, oh, like one time when we were out at my husband DJ sometimes, and we were at this bar, and this waitress comes up and she's like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" and I'm kind of off to the side, but clearly we're like together, and he's like, no, I don't think so. And then she's like, no, I have to know you. Like it kind of became this thing. She's like, no, I know you from somewhere. Then I could tell that he was getting uncomfortable, and I'm like, do you know this girl? Like, why are
No,
you just
no, no.
denying so hard, you know? And he
Boy,
definitely would have been the type I was like, we're not going back there anymore. Like, no offense, but this is crazy. She like didn't take my drink order, like
oh,
just took yours and left. Like,
oh
Yeah,
man.
we're not
that's
doing.
really brazen. That's pretty
That's
brazen
wild.
for sure.
Oh my god.
For me, with someone asking me out, I do agree with Sondra for like that little bit of assertiveness goes a really long way. Um, but to be completely honest, like me and Sondra are from a little bit of a smaller place in Colorado, so um, there's not like a ton of people to date all the time, and so we've lost a lot of that essence of going out on dates, I think. So just in my life until kind of like recently, I just hadn't really been asked out on very many dates. And so everyone that had asked me on a date, I accepted just for the simple fact that they had the courage to walk up to me, ask my name, introduce themselves, and take me on a date. So I am kind of one of those give it a chance type people. Usually, I'm not going to lie, I usually know pretty suddenly whether it's a match or not, but I like to try and get outside of myself and see things for what they are instead of what I perceive them. So I always try to at least go out on that first date, try to get a sense of who they really are. But with that, I also know in that first date, it's like a lot of those preferences kind of tell me whether we're aligned or not. Like I would like a man to tell me like ask me what day is good, but then tell me like, cool, is this place this time good for you? Yes, I will be there. All you need to tell me is what time to come and what shoes to wear. That's it. And I like that.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? So yeah, I really don't respond well. I mean, I'm not mean or anything, but I just in myself, when a guy is like, well, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Do you
No,
want to
don't do
hang
that.
out? Like,
Don't do that.
exactly. Do you know? Yeah, that's exactly how I
No, don't
feel.
do
I'm like,
that. Oh, yeah, you gotta be quick. You gotta be pop, 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 like immediately, because like it's over. Especially if they get like a lot of dates or like get a lot of. You gotta be quick, man. You gotta be in there, make a plan, fast. That's it.
Hmm.
yes. And,
Pow.
like, yeah, I think that assertiveness is just really something that we look for because I don't know, women, we're a little bit indecisive and we like a man who can lead a little bit, I think. And I think with dating, it's important just to have those little things. I'm very chivalrous. I love when men open my doors. My son is 8 years old and he knows how to open doors for women everywhere we go.
Mhm.
Just because I really value those traditional things. So I think I am a part of like that nostalgic generation of I really
Yeah,
want
nothing
that
wrong with
human
that.
interaction of like those small things that make us feel so good. You know what I mean? Like it's so modern to be like, oh, he likes all my posts, so I know we're in love.
Like
Yeah,
there's
that's
more to
wild.
it than that.
Mhm. Okay.
Now you want to spin one more time? We've been
Yes,
here for
let's
about 40
do
minutes.
it.
So we got
Let's
our
do
last
it.
little thoughts.
Yes.
Mhm.
All righty. Let me get my poker to poke in there. Child actors.
Why? Oh my
All
god.
right, let's do this shit.
Spin
I
that. Spin
know
it again. Spin it again.
that's
Spin,
gonna be
spin
a
it again.
catch one for the end.
I know.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we like spin again. We can spin again. We'll spin again. Did both of
Spin
those
it.
were
Spin it.
hours, huh?
Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Do
you
you
should
want to
let
do
me get one of
it?
theirs
Oh,
because I think
One,
both of those were hours.
yeah. One more.
Oh,
all right.
Let's
common.
go. All right, let's go. Do you got?
Yeah,
All right. What's your favorite combo? Who's your favorite combo characters? Do you have favorite combo characters?
I will say that this is what I know. I will be. I have a little boy, so I'm sure I'm going to get better at this. But
Hey,
I
let's
have the
go.
same birthday as Stan Lee, which
Oh,
is, you know,
okay.
that's a
Nice. Let's
little,
go.
that's
Okay.
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, I
But
love that.
Okay. That's awesome.
that's all. That's all I got about that. But I think I like Tank Girl. I do. I
Oh,
like
that's
Tank
deep. That's
Girl.
deep. All right, that's deep. That's
Yeah.
deep. Okay. Okay.
You said Tank
Okay.
Girl?
I never
Yeah.
heard that
Okay.
word
Yeah.
ever.
It's a movie. It's a
No,
movie. It was a comic book in a movie.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
deep cut.
So I gotta admit, yeah, comics is definitely not one of the main things that I know very much about.
Okay.
But obviously I know a couple things, and I was pretty interested
Oof.
in the first women in the comic book universe, I guess. And so I know that Miss Fury was one of them. And then Phantom Girl, I believe, was the other one. And so
Are you?
Phantom
Are you?
Girl, I guess, was like a very like kind of almost had this dark crusader thing to her, kind of like Batman. So she could like had a blue light or a black light that she could blind people with, and she could make herself invisible. So um those are all I really know about those, but I was interested, of course, just to see like where women popped up and where they belonged. And then also, if you guys can see my King Kong and my Godzilla back here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Real Mothra. Mothra is my favorite. Mothra is my favorite.
Yes,
Mothra.
Monster Universe is also very good, but Godzilla, he started coming around in the American comic book verse when after 1954, after they put out the first Godzilla movie in Japan. And so he was introduced into the Marvel universe, which I think is really interesting. Um,
Cool.
I love that. He was kind of like an
Yeah.
anti-hero, so he wasn't, out
Yeah.
there like Godzilla
And
wasn't fighting crime.
he just
Uh,
they just did DC versus Godzilla, so that was good. Go read that ASAP. Also, the Godzilla's come to the Marvel universe again. He's gonna fight the X-Men and all them now, so it's gonna be pretty interesting.
he's gonna fight
So
the
it's really cool.
X-Men?
X-Men, Fantastic Four, everybody. His hands. He does. He does not care. God does not care.
You know who the only family is left after he fights them, right? The
Hmm.
Fast and the Furious family.
No, not that one. No.
That might happen. That could happen. That could happen. That
One
could
last
happen.
ride.
Anything goes. Anything goes in comic universe. But yeah, Godzilla
What?
comics are pretty.
Yeah, what are your guys' favorite comics?
Well,
You go first. I got it.
I'm a retired man from comic books. I use
You're not
Yes, I
retired. That's not how
am.
that
Yes, it
works.
is. I used to work.
What?
I used to work at a comic shop for like 3 years. So I used to buy a lot for cheap. And after I stopped the job after COVID because obviously the world shut down. I left the job and just stopped kind of caring about comic books. But when I did, oh boy, did I absolutely love. Obviously, Superman. It's my favorite superhero. But comic book wise was probably The Walking Dead. That was the first one I ever bought. And
Oh,
I went and got every single issue from 1 to 144. And it was like an amazing emotional roller coaster. Just because like I was in my early 20s, I'm like reading all this cool stuff because I have all this access of money. And I'm like, these are cool. And I'm like, I really grew into it. And like, I don't have any hate for comic books. It's just, I have transitioned to manga probably just because like comic books are the only thing I don't like, especially from the main two, is characters don't get a chance to take a breather or die. And that's the only issue I've had in comic books just because like we have so many cool heroes like Dick Grayson. Let him be Batman. Why is it always Bruce? Diana has a daughter. Why can't she? Why can't John Superman's son be Superman?
yeah.
There's no actual progression. And I hate that because these characters
Mhm.
are amazing. And they've been staples for like 80 plus years. But it's like we needed like a growth because everything grows. And it's just like,
Yeah.
sorry, that was a rant.
No,
What
actually,
about you?
I like that idea. I
Uh-huh.
can see how it can get stagnant because I think like there's obviously like a book, you see a start and a finish to characters, same with movies. And so I can understand wanting to feel some growth and see some essence of, something we can relate to in the comic book character.
It's just
Mhm.
annoying because like even Tevin like he just wished things could just end and then they could progress with a different character. Because I know every time like they say this is the last one, this character's gonna die. I'm like for 2 months and then come back.
Hey, Alfred's still dead. Alfred's still
Oh,
dead, which is crazy.
whatever. For
Which is
now,
crazy.
for now.
He's still dead, bro. He's not coming back, bro. Alfred's still Alfred's still dead. I'm surprised. I'm surprised myself how Alfred stayed this dead. But yeah, Wonder Woman is my goat. That's my goat.
Really?
Uh, Yeah, greatest. She has some. It's a greatest of all time. She's my favorite. I love She-Hulk. Who else I like? Oh my god, Nightwing. I love Nightwing. AKA Robin. Dick Grayson, the first Robin. I like him. Aquaman. As people, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash is the only ones I haven't
Literally, it's
stopped reading.
everybody that's cheeked up.
Nah, no, I'm not think.
Sorry, no, let me
Yeah,
stop.
I like all types of like Batgirl. I like also like legacy characters too, like X-23 or Wolverine, like whatever. I like legacy characters passed on. I think that's my jam. That's my jam. Spider-Man's cool too. I can't avoid him, but it's just yeah. Wonder Woman's the goat. She's always been the goat.
I can tie this into just politics real quick. You know, we can appreciate our heroes, but like we don't have to constantly like have these old heroes, these old people lead us. Like we have new, younger, youthful, beautiful
Yes.
people. Like come on, come on,
Yes.
come on. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah, I think we can all agree with some of that.
Yeah, yeah. And I like that. Yeah, it's great. It's great now. Comics are great. You should read. Everybody should read comics. Check your local comic book shop, please. Please check it
Yeah,
out. It's the best time.
I would be
Yeah,
interested to read the Walking Dead one. I think that one would be really cool to
Oh,
see.
yeah,
so good. I would say
yeah.
just like don't watch the show. Just read the comics.
No, wait. All right, hold on. This shit
The show diverts so bad. It diverts so
Yeah.
All
bad.
right, look. After Glenn
Yeah,
dies, it gets
it
crazy.
diverts bad.
But
Well,
when
yeah, like until Glenn
but
dies, it's like the first
I
five
was like,
seasons of The Walking Dead is
Oh,
actually fire.
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah. Yeah, I had questions. I was like, "Why'd you do this?" But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, comics is in an interesting place because everything is going to be probably made to adapt soon. It is going to be like this. That's the new thing now. It's crazy what they're doing now. What they're able to do. It's pretty cool. But like
Yeah.
most people favorite shows are the comic that people don't even know it.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
So it's
Like
cool.
Hmm.
Invincible.
Yeah,
I
but that's people.
love it.
Yeah, Invincible's pretty. Yeah, nobody. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, now they're tackling more adult themes now, so it's really
Yeah.
cool.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's been really interesting to see transpire, I think. So. But
Mhm.
we are
There's a lot of
seeing,
money.
oh,
A
I'm
lot of
sorry.
money in comics. No,
Yeah,
there's just
true.
a lot of money in them. It's crazy. I have a
True.
friend who's very into comics and horror stuff, and some of the stuff that he's bought that he has, and he's older. He's like, I think he just turned 50 this year. So he has stuff that is like almost original, you know, that he got, that he's held on to for so long. And it's like you walk into his house, he's such a bachelor, but everything, it's like a museum of shit that he
I
has. I'm
love
like,
that.
Mhm.
first of all, get the Frankenstein out of the corner because chicks are not, they're gonna be scared if
Oh
they have like
I,
this
no.
6 foot like thing.
Not the
But he
Frankenstein.
has
Not the
like
Frankenstein. Oh
so
no.
my
it's
parents,
huge.
my parents just recently moved houses last year and we were moving all their stuff and there was all of these Girl Scout cookie boxes in the top of my old closet. And I was like, what are all of these boxes? And I opened them up. Conan. My dad's Conan collection.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
What?
Conan's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Conan's cool.
Oh.
Conan's cool.
He has
Conan's cool.
he
That's awesome.
has so many I mean comic books. I was amazed, and
Yeah.
they're in great condition. They're in sleeves. They're inside of these
Man.
boxes. So
Yeah.
and it's just so interesting to me. I didn't even know he had them, and he always read the books. So I always remember him reading the books growing up.
Mhm.
The books would be like laying around the
Mm,
house and stuff. But seeing those comics, I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. Like he had
yeah.
something kind
Yeah.
of hidden for himself, and
Yeah.
that was neat to
Aw.
see. Yeah.
Yeah. He just dropped a Mortal Kombat. He's a Mortal Kombat character. Conan
Yeah, the
is. It's
Arnold
pretty
Oh
cool.
Schwarzenegger,
yeah, I
right?
didn't
Yeah.
know that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
T
doesn't
one
live
thousand
Mortal
is next.
Kombat.
Yeah. He's definitely
No.
he's at home. He's at home. He's definitely at home. He's definitely at home.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, perfect. We
Hmm.
are sitting right at I'm at 10:53, so we've been going about 50 minutes, so we should probably wrap on
Hmm.
up.
Yeah, but do you? Well, we do this thing where like, what are you reading and what are you watching? What do you guys? What are you guys watching? What are
Oh,
you reading?
I
what am I
just
reading?
bought Jurassic Park and the Lost World, so I am reading Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Really? Oh, I'm scared
okay,
of dinosaurs. They've
okay.
that's how I believe in reincarnation because I definitely was alive when dinosaurs were around, and there's a reason why I'm afraid. Like I don't.
Hey,
It's
yo.
a weird thing. Like I don't.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
what am I reading right now? I am a habitual like multi-book reader at the same time.
Hmm.
So right now I'm listening to the new Alice Feeney book. She's amazing. She's like thriller kind of mystery type, but I'm reading a book, and it's the amazing life of, I can't remember the main character's name, so really good on that, but she made, it's like takes place in the early 1800s, and she gives her life to a witch, or like they said, you can't pray at night. It was like very like religious based, like because the demons, you don't know who you're praying to basically. And so she ends up not wanting to marry this guy, so she goes outside and she prays, and then somebody answers her prayer, and she didn't know who answered it.
I
She
know the
just heard
story.
this thing.
I met the author,
Yes.
The Invincible Life of Addie LaRue.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so fantastic.
yeah. I met the author
It's a great.
at New York Comic Con last year. It was amazing. We randomly found her literally outside because we needed our badge and we had to call our podcast mom to get our badge. And I just saw the author there. I was like, "Hey, didn't you write blah blah blah?" Took a picture. I was just geeking out. Yeah, that story is amazing. The Invisible Life of Addie
It's
LaRue.
That's what it is. Yes, it's so freaking good. And I'm like trying to chip away at it. It's hard because I really only have nighttime to read. So sometimes I get tired, but I love that book so much. And right now I'm watching Shameless for like the third or fourth time. And I feel like every time I watch it, I just get you like hate somebody more, love somebody more. And it's a really, that's one where they really evolve. Like I feel like the characters really get that full dynamic
Hmm.
development, which is
So,
I
and
like.
they don't recast. It's the same actors from season one. I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
love
Which is
it.
so
yeah.
cute to watch and grow up. It's
I
cute.
like Shameless a lot too. I like Shameless a lot too.
It's like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Debbie
good
was
show.
always raising kids.
Always.
Debbie
Always.
needs to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, she does. So I was talking to somebody about it, and they were like, if they could have just not had Debbie in there the whole time, I would have been so happy. Like they just hate Debbie. They're on the Debbie hate train. And I'm like, she really had it hard. I think it
She did.
plays a lot too to how like you're affected so much by your parents' decisions, and how everybody always feels like they have the most important experience through all this stuff. How Fiona's like, I was old and like I had to raise you guys and you don't get it. But like she also, like, her siblings had to be raised by her, and that had to be terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not really
Yeah.
any better,
I
just
actually,
same
yeah,
abuse.
Fiona is like my least favorite character almost because she actually grows the
Yeah.
least out of any of them. It's like
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
her whole MO on the show is obviously raising the kids and dating terrible men, and that gets really annoying with Fiona. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, damn girl,
Mm-hmm.
can you make a good decision to save your freaking life and then
Leaving
not act like the
cocaine,
victim?
leaving
And
cocaine
then on
for a
top of
little
Yeah.
that,
baby. Oh man, that was
yeah,
horrible.
Yeah.
have you ever noticed how when any time someone wants to confront her about something, she never says, "Oh, okay." She's always like, "And so what?"
Yeah. Like, but you lived, did you die? No, yeah. And I think that's like a really, that show, you kind of get into it. It's so long, like 11 seasons. I feel like not a lot of things get to go that long,
Yeah,
So you're just like, some points, the highs, the lows, where you're just like, okay, I could do without this whole thing and we could just get to the nitty gritty. But it is one of those long progressions that just kind of sucks you in. And every time I'm like, these people, because it's obviously based in somebody's truth.
Yeah.
Somebody's lived that
Hmm.
life. A lot of somebodies have lived that life, and not made those choices for sure.
for
Pre-
sure.
Appreciate the responses. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. Benny, what are you watching and reading, brother?
I bought this book called Black Pill. It's how I witnessed the darkest corners of the internet come to light, poison society, and capture American politics. So this is just a girl, this lady that went undercover during like the rise of Trump's presidency and saw like the real like incels like growing and growing and why they did it. Pretty interesting. I got it
Was
Yeah,
it
like,
it's
Black
just
Pill?
casual light
and
read. Just
then I got this big Bible that I'm reading. This fantasy book. I'm
Oh,
almost done. It's like
oh.
1,300 pages. So I'm almost done with that because I'm also a multi-reader as well too.
Mm,
Can't just read one book. And then watching,
okay.
just watching a lot of movies, a lot of Oscar movies I've been watching. I'm trying to figure out why they won. I always try to give them their respect that they deserve. So I've
Okay.
been catching up on that. What about you?
Awesome. 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 I got my books. The comics right here. I gotta read. I got a
Jesus
ton of
Christ.
books. I got so many books I gotta read. But I'm all caught up though. So yeah, I got Transformers, I got Superman, Venom, Ultimate Comics. So yeah, this is like I'm caught up though. This is it. This is it. This is it. So yeah, I'm gonna knock those out today. So that's pretty good. That's feeling very good. I'm watching Daredevil. I'm watching Yellow Jackets. Shout out to Yellow Jackets.
That's
Please, everybody,
good.
watch Yellow Jackets, please.
So good.
Please. Interview with the Vampire. I'm about to wrap that up. And I think I'm gonna start Wayfair Witches next, and that's it. Wayfair Witches. I'm gonna start that next. That's next. On the list. On the list. But yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm on a good show. Next, and then at the end we do music. What do you guys listen to? That's it.
Ooh,
Right now, one of my favorite artists is Khalid, so I'm always listening to Khalid. Um, I really love Teddy Swims right now. I just love everything that he does. His voice is just magnetic. I mean, he is just so good. Um, so I know, yeah, that one for sure. You know, obviously Kendrick is having a moment in time, so I'm listening to a lot of Kendrick. Um, Jelly Roll, I feel like, is having a moment in time too, and so I listen to him a lot. I really like his new released Hard Fought Hallelujah with I can't remember his name, but I really enjoyed that podcast too. So that's kind of what I'm listening to. But I'm always kind of, I don't know, I bounce around kind of a lot. So I guess what I'm listening to most of the time is either rap or country. So I'll kind of
Okay.
run it over there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
oh,
Okay. Okay.
I am a metalhead, so I feel like every other girl in the world right now, I have been completely enamored with the new Sleep Token song. I can't get
Okay.
enough of it, but
Okay.
I also used to play the saxophone, and there's a little saxophone in there, so I'm like, okay, she's bringing it.
Mhm.
But I've
Okay.
been more recently into like the post hardcore, like post punk music, so just a little bit older but still heavy. Basically, the louder and angrier, the better.
Okay. 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 Okay.
What I've
Okay.
been
Okay.
into lately.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Benny, what about
I've
you,
been on my
brother?
girl pop era, so I've been listening to Sabrina Carpenter, Chapel Roan. Um,
Okay.
I've been big on that, and then obviously still my rock phase. So I'm always on my Beatles, Queens, Doors, all that. But obviously the Kendrick stuff that still comes in rotation. I always gotta be bumping it up. So
Ah.
why not? What
Okay.
about you?
Okay. Listen to Haim. Haim drops a new song. I'm not the ASAP Ferg. ASAP Ferg. I like ASAP Ferg. Sabrina Carpenter saying I didn't hear the new Chaperone song. Taylor Swift. Shout out to Taylor Swift. That's my girl Taylor. That's it.
Yeah,
You know
that's
me.
my girl.
Shout out to Tay Tay. Shout out to Tay Tay. We do. And, Spirit Box. Spirit Box. Yeah,
Awesome.
they go hard. She go hard.
Yeah.
She goes hard. Yeah.
Poppy. If you like
I've
Spirit Box, Poppy, she's good in
Yo,
there. Was
Poppy's
that
dope. Poppy's dope. Poppy's dope.
she just had
Poppy's dope.
that what Courtney is the girl from Spirit Box, and somebody went up to her on the red carpet and they're like, "Oh, Poppy, we're so happy that you're here." And she's just like dying on the inside. You could tell that she's just like, "This is not I am not
Right.
Poppy." But
Oh yeah,
yeah, I can
Poppy's
get
cool.
down with all that.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you, guys. Well, tell us where they can find you. Where you can find you first. Like, what do you
Oh
guys got going on?
yes.
Oh
If
yeah.
you got something going on in your daily life, let the people know. Let the people know.
You can always find me. I'm at Dear Mindy Lou, the Pajama Parties Podcast. We are making the switch over to TikTok, but it's hard, like adding another social media into the You can
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
also find me with Brian's Christmas Baskets. That's my donation organization that I've been running for over 7 years. And that is in the Western Slope of Colorado, but we donate essential needs items to communities in need. So that's really great. You can find me there as well and just on Facebook. So
Okay.
Right there.
Awesome.
And you can find me at XOXO Sondra. That's my hair page. If you need a break from all of the craziness and you want to watch a little bit of my real craziness, you can follow me at Anti-State Barbie. I am the black pill queen. So that's probably where things are a little more, I don't know, polarizing. I feel like I have some hot takes and stuff, but just always out there hating both sides. That's me.
I love it. 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 Where can find you at,
You
Benny?
can find me on
Where you at?
Instagram at Benny J Blanco, not on X. Deleted that shit. I am on Blue Sky at the Benny J Blanco. And what about you, Tevin?
Sailor Games everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, at your mom's house. That's where I be. I'm everywhere. Okay. All right. Give us some words for the wisdom. Somebody owe you money, or somebody whatever you want to say to the people. What do you want the people to know, guys? What do you want people to know?
What do we want the people to know? I don't know. So
Yeah,
many
anything,
things.
anything you want to say. Anything you want to say. You want to say like somebody owe you money, somebody to pay your. You know what I mean? Like, whatever
Somebody
you
owe
got,
me money.
whatever you got, whatever you got. You know.
Just quit eating seed oils. That's all I have to say. Just quit eating them. Avoid them at all costs, please.
Okay, cool. Okay,
And go to
okay,
your
okay.
farmer's market. Go to the farmer's
Oh,
market. They're
okay,
everywhere.
okay. All right, Mindy, what about you? What about you? What about you? What you got? What you got?
Let me see. I don't know. Do I have any pearly words of wisdom? Drink water and tell people to mind
Communication
their
is
own business.
lubrication.
Yes, communication is emotional lubrication. That is our favorite saying. Sandra said that like almost 5 years ago. I think in
Yeah,
2020. So
yeah. Get on a
yes.
shirt. Yeah, get on a shirt. Yeah, get on a shirt. What we doing?
Yeah.
We are working on it.
All right, I want to buy. I want that. That's hot. That's hot. That's fire. I can see it. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Thank you for coming on the show. This has been great.
Thank you so
You
Yes,
much.
gotta come back. We gotta come back next time. Whatever you want us. Put the signal out and we'll be there.
yeah,
Okay, we're like Batman and Robin. Whatever. We'll come. We'll come. Do whatever it needs to do. We got y'all. But
great.
thank you
Yes.
for coming on. Hit the like and share button. Tell your mom and dad you love them. Whoever taking care of you, drink your water. Be kind and thank you. Have a good
Take it
day.
easy.
Ah!
Thank